Welcome back to my real estate podcast with David Libertor. I'm your host, and today we're diving into something really special: Bird Key Waterfront Homes in Sarasota. David, thanks so much for being here. I gotta say, Bird Key is one of those places that seems almost mythical to people who don't live there yet. What makes it so unique?
Hey, thanks for having me. Bird Key is genuinely one of the most exclusive residential islands in all of Florida. It's this gated community that's literally surrounded by water. Sarasota Bay on one side, and you've got pristine mangrove shorelines. What really sets it apart is that it's incredibly private, but you're still minutes from downtown Sarasota, the beaches, all the restaurants and culture. It's kind of the best of both worlds.
Oh, wow. So it's not like you're out on some remote island where you're cut off from everything? You actually have easy access to the city?
Exactly. That's what makes it so desirable. You get this ultra-private, gated island living experience, but you're literally 5-10 minutes from everything. The homes there are absolutely stunning. We're talking waterfront estates with private docks, deep water access for yachts, incredible sunset views. A lot of them have been recently...
So when you say waterfront, are we talking like every home has water access? Or is it more like some homes are right on the water and others are set back a bit?
Great question. So Bird Key is laid out in a way where there are definitely premium waterfront properties. Those are the crown jewels with direct bay views, private docks, the whole 9 yards. But there are also homes that are on the island, but not directly on the water. Those are still incredibly valuable because, one, you're on this exclusive gated island, and two, you get access to community amenities, the feeling of that island lifestyle. The waterfront homes, though, those command a premium. And honestly, if you're looking at Bird Key, that's usually what people are after.
That makes sense. So let's talk about the buyer profile here. Who's actually buying in Bird Key? Are we talking retirees, wealthy business owners, young families? What does that look like?
It's actually pretty diverse, which is interesting. You've got a lot of empty nesters and retirees who want that luxury waterfront lifestyle without the hassle of a huge property. You've got successful entrepreneurs and business owners who want to retreat, and then you've got some younger affluent families who want to raise their kids in this exclusive community with great schools nearby. What they all have in common is they're looking for that combination of privacy, prestige, and access to amenities. Money's not really the constraint. It's more about finding the right property that fits their vision.
Right. So obviously, price point is going to vary, but what are we looking at for someone who wants to get into Bird Key? What's the entry point and what's the top end?
So you can find homes on Bird Key starting in the mid-millions, let's say around $3 to $4 million for a nice property, maybe not the absolute waterfront, but still really premium. And then the top-tier waterfront estates, we're talking $8 million, $10 million, sometimes even higher. It really depends on the exact location, the age of the home, renovations, dock facilities, views. But the sweet spot for a lot of buyers seems to be somewhere in that $5 to $7 million range, where you're getting that true waterfront experience with a really quality home.
Okay, so it's not cheap, but you're getting something really special for that price. What about the actual process of buying there? Is it more complicated because it's gated and exclusive?
There are definitely some unique aspects. You've got HOA considerations. You've got to understand the dock regulations, water access rules, all that stuff. The island has specific architectural guidelines to maintain that aesthetic and exclusivity. So you can't just build or renovate however you want. But honestly, if you're working with someone who knows Bird Key specifically, and that's kind of my whole thing, it's pretty straightforward. The buyers who end up here are sophisticated enough to understand that those restrictions are actually what protect their investment and the community's character.
That's a really good point. The restrictions are actually a feature, not a bug, because they keep the whole thing exclusive and valuable. So if someone's listening to this and thinking, okay, I'm interested in Bird Key, what should they actually know before they start looking?
First, really understand your budget and what you're willing to spend. Second, think about whether you actually want a waterfront property or if being on the island is enough for you. That'll narrow things down. Third, and this is important, work with someone who knows the Bird Key market inside and out. Prices, inventory, what's actually available, what's coming on the market, it changes. And finally, don't just fall in love with the view. Make sure the home itself is solid. The dock situation is what you need, all those practical things. It's easy to get caught up in the romance of it all.
I love that advice, especially the part about not just falling in love with the view. That's real talk. So, David, for someone who's serious about this, what's the next step? How do they actually get started?
Reach out and let's talk. I can walk you through what's available, what the market's really like right now, answer any questions about the community itself. We can schedule a tour of some properties. The best thing is to actually see the island, spend some time there, get a feel for it. You can't really understand Bird Key from photos or descriptions. Once you're there, you'll get it.
That's perfect. David, this was really helpful. I mean, Bird Key sounds absolutely incredible. That mix of privacy and access, the quality of the homes, the whole community vibe. Thanks so much for breaking all this down for us and for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me. I love talking about this stuff. Bird Key is really special, and I'm always excited to help people find their place there.